build communities. Well, welcome into the Browser 5.0, your source for all things tech, trending, and social. I'm Cher Park, here with the lovely Lori Pritchard.
Oh, thank you very much, Cher Park. And in Park City, it's day 2 of the Team USA Media Summit ahead of the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics. Andrew Wittenberg continues our coverage today, where a potential Salt Lake City Winter Olympics bid made headlines again.
Hey, good morning or good afternoon now, you guys, Lori and Cher. I think you're both beautiful and talented, by the way, for what it's worth. Quick update. I showed you 20 minutes ago, Park City native Josh Christensen answering questions. Now, finally, literally just stepping off the podium here in the Kokopelli room here at Grand Summit. You talk about exhaustive for these athletes that go through this process. They train for years and years for just moments in the spotlight, and then they come to places like this where they're grueled for hours on end with questions about why'd you do this, how'd you do that, what's your training like? I mean, it must be exhausting for those athletes, but really interesting here to see what happens and what transpires in the months leading up to an Olympics. Now, today, we had an LA 2028 press conference. We were talking about it a little bit ago, and how interesting it was that the executive board of that LA 2028 group was constantly asked about a Winter Olympics bid and would they support one. Also interesting to hear one of the Olympians who's been a big champion of the LA bid to say how much the Salt Lake Games in 2002 actually influenced her decision to get into this type of sport, a figure skater. So we're talking about 2026 here. The question is, could Salt Lake be a player? Such an interesting topic of conversation. Again, hearing these statements this morning. Listen to this.
It's so exciting that the Games are coming back to the United States. The 2002 Winter Olympics inspired our career so much. And with our work with the kids in Korea, we see that they are so excited and inspired. So we're looking ahead to a great next 11 years.
There's lots of issues, but our approach has been we'll take an open mind and listen and let that process develop. And when it's time to engage and really deeply understand, great, but, you know, certainly we'd love the Winter Games to come back to the United States, whether it's 2026 or 2030 and beyond.
We're talking about a lot of coordination that goes in place. We are talking about hundreds of millions of dollars at stake and optimizing that money coming to a Los Angeles or a Salt Lake or a Denver or a Reno and Tahoe area for Winter Games. The LA committee, by the way, you guys, they talked this morning about now finally getting some permanent infrastructure, some more permanent infrastructure, because now for the next 11 years until 2028, they will have a job, essentially. Now that they've secured the Olympics in August of 2028, they'll be working for the next 11 years getting ready for them. Could Salt Lake join them? We shall see. Some sort of interesting development, something that's never been done before, for sure. We could see, again, that open bidding process, very quiet, informal, begins mid-October. Doubtful we'd hear anything with all the behind-the-scenes going on, but it is fascinating to think about, and it's certainly not just us. We're not the only ones talking about it. People outside may think, wait a second, all these folks in Salt Lake are talking about the Olympics again. It's not just us. It's coming from members of the national media, everybody assembled here. So fascinating topic of discussion for sure, guys. Back to you.
I can imagine all of the planning that goes in, thinking 11 years worth of planning. But, hey, we would love to have it here in Salt Lake, wouldn't we?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
All right, thanks,